Yesterday, we made a video about the Dylan Moore injury and what it means to the Seattle Mariners, and today we know exactly what Dylan Moore is dealing with. He's been diagnosed with a grade 1 oblique strain. Usually the timeline for an oblique strain is 2 to 4 weeks of recovery time, but for Dylan Moore the hard part is he has not played at all this spring training. So even if he does come back in the earlier part of that 2-week time, he still is going to need some time either on a rehab assignment or just getting himself up to speed. Along with the possibility that JP Crawford has been dealing with a soggy arm, a soggy shoulder, which of course we hate the term soggy, but the fact that JP Crawford hasn't been able to play the field all that much lately because of this arm problem that he has kind of makes you worry about the Mariners up the middle. Mariners have Kolten Wong at second base, but who is going to platoon with him? We talked yesterday about Sam Haggerty, but there's really nobody on the Mariners that can play shortstop at a decent level. The idea of bringing up Mason McCoy has been said multiple times, but in the end, if you're the Mariners, you need to make a big move and fast. Something that is going to help you sustain while possibly JP Crawford is hurt, and also platoon with Kolten Wong. And we've seen the Isiah Kiner-Falefa for Chris Flexen trade thrown around a million times, and honestly, it is what makes the most sense, so let's take a look at this trade and what it would do for the Mariners. We've talked 1,000 times about what Chris Flexen provides for the Mariners, so here we're just going to talk about Isiah Kiner-Falefa. Kiner-Falefa will be 28 at the beginning of the season. He was also born in Hawaii, just like Kolten Wong, so another Hawaiian on the team would be always super cool to see. Kiner-Falefa is on a 1-year deal, signed through 2023 at a $6 million rate. And in 2022, Isiah Kiner-Falefa hit 261, 314, 327 with an 84 OPS plus. He hit 4 home runs with 48 RBI and 22 stolen bases in 531 plate appearances. The OPS plus suggests that Isiah Kiner-Falefa is below and honestly well below league average. But these numbers aren't anything to scoff at, and he's had a pretty productive major league career. In his career, he's hit 264, 316, 347, posting an 82 OPS plus in his career. Obviously, Kiner-Falefa does not hit for any kind of power, but he's a guy you could put at the bottom of your lineup, and he wouldn't kill you down there. Kiner-Falefa put up a 3B WAR last year for the Yankees. In 2022, he played 138 games at shortstop, 6 at third base, and that is all that he played in the field. However, in his career, he has also played a bit of second base as well as catcher. While he hasn't played catcher since 2019, you could probably stick him over there and be alright. Looking at his baseball savant percentile rankings, there's a lot of blue here. Again, he is not a middle of the order bat. Isiah Kiner-Falefa is not somebody that you're going to rely on to do damage in the batter's box. But with that being said, you can see he doesn't strike out much. His K percentage is in the 92nd percentile, his whip percentage in the 99th percentile, and he's relatively quick in the 79th percentile. Unfortunately, for somebody who doesn't strike out that much, he also doesn't walk that much, just in the 25th percentile for walk percentage. You can see in 2022 that he put up a 13.6% K percentage, which was top 8 in the league, and he had a 6.2% walk percentage. In 2021, his walk percentage at 3.9% was bottom 2% of the league. In his career, Isiah Kiner-Falefa is not somebody who has had all that big of splits. Against lefties, he's at 263 and 552 at-bats, and against righties, he's at 264 and 1,335 at-bats. Listen, Isiah Kiner-Falefa is not great, but he is a good bench piece that can play all over the infield if you need him to, and not kill you in the lineup. He's a guy that you could platoon over at second base with Kolten Wong if you wanted to, and again, he's not going to kill you out there. In terms of the money exchanging hands, the Yankees would be taking on a little bit more of a contract with Chris Flexen, taking on a few $1,000,000 more. But of course, if you're the Mariners, you could, if you wanted to, send a few $1,000,000 that way to kind of even out the trade. Could a 1-for-1 swap get it done here? Chris Flexen for Isiah Kiner-Falefa? Honestly, I think that it could. We already know that the Yankees have some pitching rotation problems, with Frankie Montas being out for the season, along with various other players having some sort of injury that is going to be holding them back possibly through opening day. Because of that, getting somebody like Chris Flexen, who has been pretty durable over the past few years, would be a huge upgrade for them, if nothing else than to just stabilize that rotation. And with Kiner-Falefa, it's already pretty clear he's not going to be the shortstop for the New York Yankees. In fact, on Friday, Isiah Kiner-Falefa played his first game in center field. Shortstop's either going to Anthony Volpe, the Yankees' #1 prospect, or Oswald Peraza, the #3 prospect for the Yankees. The Yankees have said they don't really plan on trading to fill the rotation spots where they have injured players, but also with injuries mounting for them, of course Deivi Garcia can be a part of their rotation, but at some point you just kind of run out of options. Is this a trade that could happen? Absolutely. But usually with Jerry Dipoto, the obvious trade is not the one he makes. If the Mariners decide to stay in-house for a replacement for Dylan Moore and possibly JP Crawford, we have that video on the screen right now explaining who that could be. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.